YouTube audience. Welcome back to our 31 Days of Halloween countdown of 31 horror movies, rating from good to not so good. I think it is a just quintessential Halloween movie at this point. Not just horror, but specifically when I think Halloween parties, I always want to put on Trick or Treat.
Definitely.
I mean, this was your first viewing, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was my first viewing as well.
I guess I could see the reasoning for that with it being an anthology and being a wide spectrum of different stories within it. But my personal takeaway from it was very 50-50, you know.
Mixed bag.
Some stuff was great, some stuff was like, that's overdone.
Yeah, but I like that because it fills a void that's been left since the time of Creepshow. Like Creepshow, that was a great anthology series. It had a lot of stories, and some of them were good, and some of them were less good. Trick or Treat ties it together better.
Loved how they tied it together. Like the fact that everything, you know, as it developed, you realized how tightly woven everything was with each other. That makes me like the movie more because really there was only one or two bits that stood out to me in the movie as great. The rest was like, well, okay. The bus scene was very meh. I did enjoy the witch girl just kind of walking away and like waving to the Pumpkin King dude.
Yeah, the idea that like she knew they were getting what they deserved, and she was doing the right thing, so she had no fear when she's walking away. What about you? Big takeaways from
The very, very beginning with the, everything seemed kind of cheesy, and then the movie quickly made me realize that, hey, this is not your stereotypical cheesy horror movie.
Which
we're just gonna fuck up your mind a bit here. And then we're just going to keep going in and getting worse and worse and worse. And yeah, I love the witch thing. It was like, at first I kind of sympathized with her because it's like, yeah, I'd be really pissed too, but also, really, bitch, do you really have to go to that extreme? Come on.
Well, yeah, the idiot savant side of her, that's how she's first introduced. Or unfortunately the non-politically correct view, Rhonda the retard, as one of the bullies calls her.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing pumpkin carving. I don't know who they particularly had do it, but that was just a great production piece.
Oh,
just so many nicely carved pumpkins for that scene. And they're still utilized later in the movie too, so that was great.
I think I would completely take out the whole fake vampire bit.
Okay.
That just, yeah, it really seemed out of place. I know it was an anthology of a bunch of different styles, but it's the one that didn't make sense out of all. While I wasn't a big fan of most of the stuff that popped up, that really struck a note as just do away with that. Take it out of the movie.
Just take the weird, creepy vampire guy that doesn't make sense out of the movie.
Even if it's just in the home or in the Lycan scene.
Yes. Spoilers, there's a very great werewolf sequence in this movie. It's a little overplayed because the effects are kind of cheesy, but
I did like their take on the transformation process.
Yes,
So
that was a
whole,
unique
shedding
transformation, yes.
thing.
Just ripping off all their skin and just transforming into werewolves.
What I felt was the strongest point of this movie is trying to figure out who each character is, how they fit into the story. And you get that great dynamic because the character that you feel could just be removed, the fake vampire, he sits there and he ends up becoming prey to an actual werewolf. So you've got, and it's so nice because if you look back, if you rewatch the movie, if you go back and watch from the beginning, you'll see all these hints to them being werewolves. Like they just constantly throw it in your face, hey, these girls are werewolves. But nobody just seems to take notice. So it's just very satisfying when you finally watch him get thrown around and.
Well, and the part with him in the forest and then him getting mauled by them, like that part I would keep in. Just the part from earlier
where he's biting a victim.
Yeah, biting the victim. That I mean, there was no lead up, there was no anything.
No
It was
preamble
just,
to it whatsoever.
oh, these people are fooling around the street. Oh, he's a vampire. Okay, on to the next anthology. This is like, well, that was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was creepy. The
Yeah.
whole aspect of he killed her and then laid her down on the street. So around all these different people in costume, it kind of made her look like just another drunk person.
Right.
And that's screwed up to me. It makes you kind of feel like, what if you were in that helpless situation? Nobody would believe, even that though your real blood is running down your arm, no one's gonna believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost cry wolf situation. But more than that, that really kind of alludes to another very big positive about this movie. I feel like all the characters had intelligence. Even the character that's supposed to be the idiot savant, the savant side is definitely more apparent there. Nobody seemed stupid other than one minor character who's quickly dispatched, and that's the greedy kid in the beginning. I mean, but he has to be stupid. You have to dislike this kid. You have to want to see him hurt. So it's obviously the way they had to go with it. And he's the only character like that. Everyone else, they shine. They've got way more intelligence than is probably reasonable for this kind of situation.
Yeah. They went a little overboard with the whole like constant just stream of blood puking out of him. But I also
Yeah.
love that. Like some things when they go overboard it just is terrible and it makes the movie worse. I know it was the very beginning of the movie, but it was almost like a redeeming value in a part to me.
Also, I mean, I kind of have to point out that for kind of I mean, it's recent, but it's not too recent, so the costumes really honestly should be a little bit better. But in that same sense, with that scene where he's puking like that, it all kind of fits. It almost kind of feels like Hellraiser. It was over the top,
Right.
blood everywhere. I mean, it made sense, so I get it. But yeah, I mean, maybe it would have maybe worked with if it made look more realistic. I mean, I get poison in a candy, but Jesus, if he was gonna puke like that, honestly, he shouldn't be moving while he's tied up in the grave.
And that's another great thing about this anthology series is that we tackle all of the common misconceptions isn't the word, but the common threats that we seem to hear about associated with Halloween. They're all tackled here. Always check your candy. Don't start taking down the decorations early. Only in this world, it's not someone's going to throw toilet paper at your house or egg your house. It's you're going to be killed because you're not following the ancient traditions that have been set up long
Right.
before your existence.
Also,
Right.
fix it the split second before you're killed. And
Yeah,
then
and
everything is
that's
fine.
great. Yeah, and it shows that this is like truly a just thing. It's not. There's no bias to what this Sam character is doing. We go to Struck movie, which the actor who played him just did a great job. Great practical effects too. And that goes back to like with Hellraiser. That was another movie that used amazing practical effects to get a brutal job done. And this does the same. What would you guys give it as far as a grade?
I give it 4.5 stars.
4.5 stars. Okay. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it managed to tie everything together so well was going to end up bringing it up for me. Without that, it would probably be like a 5.
Okay.
But, I mean, 6.5, 7 stars. It wasn't terrible. Or, not stars. 6.5 or 7
Yeah, on here.
out of 10.
Yeah.
It wasn't god-awful. But it still could have been better.
Could have been better. Needs improvement. And that brings me to me. I'm going to be a little more generous with it because this is honestly one of my top 5, at least of recent years. This did a really good job. So I'm going to say that I think it deserves an A-. It's not a perfect movie, but it does really good at what it's trying to do. It gets a great message across, and it does it with a very, I don't want to say star-studded cast, but a cast that's just perfect for the roles they're in. Overall, I'm going to say this is one that you guys should definitely check it out. And, like us, definitely check out Amazon. It's a decent place to get a copy. This was Nerd Word Order, bringing you another 31 Days of Halloween. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe. Thanks. See ya.